Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you this look right here. I wore this look in my last video, which was my products I strongly dislike video, and somebody requested that I make this into a tutorial, so that's what I did. I just incidentally created this look using all Makeup Geek and NYX eyeshadows. So this was not intended to be like a budget-friendly makeup tutorial, but it just ended up being one because the shadows are that good. So I highly recommend everything I'm using in this video. If you want to see how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So I've already laid down a primer, and I am first going to use Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie on an Inglot 6SS as my transition shade. And I'm just going to work that into my crease using a combination of circular and windshield wiper motions. Any fluffy brush that's kind of proportionate to the size of your eye will work. And then basically I'm gonna repeat that step, but with a lighter hand with Makeup Geek's Morocco. And I'm just gonna lightly dust that in my crease. If you have a smaller eye than me, then please do this with a smaller brush, because I want this to be blown out, but I don't want that bright orange to get like everywhere, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be winging all of my shadow out today. For me, that ends up looking like a kind of like kind of shape, just because my eyes are so round. And then I'm gonna repeat that step on my Real Techniques Bold Metals 208 brush, just more concentrated this time. This is a smaller brush that has a pinched ferrule, so it's gonna help me draw more of a precise line with my eyeshadow. And as always, with each step, I'm going back with the bigger brush and blending it out. Just building up that color in the crease a little bit more. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with Makeup Geek's Cocoabear, but again, this time more concentrated. And I want that to be pretty uniform throughout the crease. I don't necessarily want the outer corner to be that much darker. And now I'm going into my NYX Avant Pop palette in Art Throb, and I'm going to just combine these two shadows, the blue and the green, on the fluffier end of the Naked 3 palette brush. And I'm just gonna pat this on the outer half of my lid. As you could see in the intro, my lid doesn't really look like this dark of a teal, but this is just gonna help add some dimension underneath that shimmery eyeshadow that we put on top. And by the way, when people say add dimension, they mean that it's going to bring depth to certain areas and bring other areas forward. So adding some depth to my outer corner will help my eye to look bulgier, because that's what I really need. And then I'm taking the other ends of that Naked 3 palette brush on NYX Mermaid. It's a prismatic shadow. The little plastic thing falls out always for me with these shadows. It's so annoying. And I'm just gonna put this all over the lid from inner corner to outer corner. I find that with this eyeshadow and with a lot of shimmery eyeshadows, doing a slight pulling instead of patting will help to bring out any like metallicness to it, because you're kind of smushing the sparkles together almost, and it gives it a more metallic finish. And I'm just building that shadow up until it's opaque. You can go over with the other end of the brush a little bit if you feel like you lost some of that depth. Give the crease a quick blend, and then jumping back into the NYX Avant Pop palette with the same brush but the other side, the clean side. I'm going to take not this silvery shade here, but this shiny white shade. Oh, be careful with these shadows. And this shadow is super pigmented, so if you don't like as intense of a highlight, then use something else, but I don't know why you'd be doing this makeup in the first place if you didn't like intense color payoff. And basically when I highlight my inner corner, I do this in like all of my tutorials. I don't just leave it on the inner corner here of the lid, like the tear duct area. I actually bring it a little bit into the crease. I feel like it just looks a little bit more cohesive. You know, if you don't like it that intense, you can use like a fluffier brush, or don't bring it into the crease as much, whatever you prefer. And then with the Bold Metals 208 brush, I am once again just blending the inner portion of the crease. I don't want to get the white too much into the crease, so I'm just kind of dabbing almost. And then I'm going to take my Rimmel Exaggerate waterproof eye definer and tightline my entire eye, like the upper tightline and the lower waterline. And I'm pretty much doing that from inner to outer corner on the top and bottom. And on the outer corner, I'm getting it on my lash line as well. And then with my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper, I am going to attempt a wing liner on camera. Okay, that's impossible to do while speaking, but basically I made it thicker on the outer corner and thinner on the inner corner, and I made it pretty flat because when your eyes like are slightly hooded like mine, sometimes you can't do the wing super like diagonal, or it's just gonna get lost in the hood of your eye. So I like to extend it out and make it more flat so the wing is visible. Now I'm gonna take a little pencil brush on Makeup Geek Morocco, that shade that we used in the crease, and I am going to apply this to the lower lash line. I don't mind really if my lower lash line looks more like smudgy than seamlessly blended. That being said, this Rimmel, what is this called? Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer actually blends out really easily. Like, it didn't exactly set in that time that I was doing my winged liner, but anyway, just know that usually when you're using a waterproof liner, you have less time to work with it. And then same brush, I'm taking the NYX Avant Pop palette again, and I'm taking this orange shade. It's a little bit like more orange than Morocco, and I'm just using this to, I don't know, kind of blend out Morocco. Wow, I went a little bit overboard there. And then lastly, I'm going to take a flat definer brush and the black shade from the palette, and I'm just going to deepen up mainly the outer corner of my lower lash line. I'm just kind of wiggling that back and forth and kind of connect it with the top eyeliner. And then I'm just curling my lashes, and I'm going to apply false lashes in the style Fluff and Cool, and these are from Velour lashes. As I've said in previous videos, I really like these lashes because they kind of complement a cat eye look and a round eye shape at the same time. And this is the first time I'm applying lashes on camera ever, so forgive me in advance. Now I'm just gonna apply mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Don't get too much mascara on the actual false lashes because that's not good for them. And I just decided to put a little bit of that Mermaid shade right over here. And this is the finished eye look. Now let's move on to the rest of the face. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Gwen Stefani blush palette. You guys don't have to use this palette, but I just find it convenient. I don't even think it's available anymore, but basically you're gonna need like a bronzy blush shade, or you can just use bronzer, and then I'm gonna use the OC, which is like an orange shade. So you can just use whatever blush you have, but I've already contoured with Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, so I'm gonna take Lo-Fi, this like brown shade, which I actually really enjoy, and I'm just gonna dust that on my cheeks. I'm kind of just using this to warm up my face. A little bit on the temples as well. And then picking up OC, this is like the orangey shade. I am just putting that on the apples of my cheeks. And again, a little bit on my temples. I don't always highlight, but I have like a lot of shimmer on the lid, so I'm going to highlight using Becca's Moonstone. And basically I'm just putting this on the top of my cheekbone down to the apple of my cheek. I've been using a BHA exfoliant these days, so my skin is a little bit on the dry side. If you're oily, I do not recommend putting highlight on the apple of your cheek. Just doing the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. And then, you know what, I'm just gonna add a little bit more blush because I want to, but either way I would have taken this brush to kind of blend over the highlight a little bit because I don't like that stripedy look. Not that Becca gives me that stripedy look, because Becca's highlighters are amazing. And then finally I am applying the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bow and Arrow, and if you have not managed to get your hands on this, it is the same color as the NYX Lip Liner in Natural. There you go. I'm like checking my teeth for barbecue chips that I was just eating. And as always, I am overdrawing my lips slightly. And that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. I upload every Monday and Thursday now that I'm officially not on vacation anymore. Let me know what you guys thought and what you want to see next, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!